Alright, hello everyone. This is Remora DFC. This is going to be my first video. So I'm playing with all the OBS settings and figuring this out as I go. So I appreciate any positive comments anyone has, specifically any that are constructive criticism. So yeah, don't just tell me it sucks, but offer me some pointers and suggestions. That being said, I'm going to be testing this out. My first swing at the bat here with a game that I've played quite a lot, actually. Beaten the main campaign a couple times. And recently I've been following another YouTuber and who's never played it before, so I've been reinvigorated by watching someone go through the horrors of this game for the first time. Reminds me of my first playthrough, so it gets the juices going, so to speak. So that being said, this is going to be a fun run. This is not a challenge run. I'm not trying to go for nightmare difficulty or get the most difficult achievements or anything. I've already got most of them, but this is a fun run. So I'm going to keep everything on medium-ish, with a couple little minor changes, mainly for kind of tutorial-esque. Helpful tips and whatnot. I'm not going to crank it up to murder myself, which might impede my ability to try and teach a learning point, so to speak. So I'm just going to show you what I've got here under options. Again, I've been tweaking for the last half hour with volume settings and whatnot, with my microphone and the game and whatnot. So I hope the levels on both are adequate. So again, I'll see it in editing, but feedback-wise, if you want, to drown me out and have the background noise blaring in your ears, bleeding out of your ears and everything, then fine. Let me know. So this is just kind of the generic audio where I've got it, gameplay-wise over here. I'm going to enable pause game as opposed to slow-mo. So this game has the setting, which you can change here, that when you are in the game, you can press spacebar, and you open up your squad's tactical abilities. Like use your grenade launcher, rocket launcher, sniper, whatever. So when you press that spacebar, if you've got this pause game setting turned off, instead of pausing the game, what it does is it enters like a slow-mo. Obviously, that's what they call it there. Slow-mo says over here on the right side. So for more realism, closer to realism, right? Things are still moving, things are still coming at you. Bullets are coming at you, alien xenomorphs are jumping towards you. Things are moving, so you get a lot more panic going. But because I'm intending this to be a bit of a fun run and also for explanation purposes, I'm going to leave this enabled so I can actually pause the game and explain things. But again, play as you wish. The rest of this, I don't think I changed anything for the rest of this. I mean, you can choose if you want to always see like health bars over enemies or yada yada yada. I left most of this default. Controls, I didn't bother changing any of the keybinds. Display, I mean, this is just what my frame rate and settings are set to. And graphics, I'm fortunate that I've got a decent system, so I'm able to put it up to epic. Only very occasionally do I maybe see a tiny bit of screen tearing in some of the cutscenes, but that's the worst that I'll see at these settings. So that being said, I prefer my game to look as good as possible. So yeah, all that. So I'm gonna go to new game. I'm not gonna do a new game plus because I'm intending this to be a learning lesson for some newer or revisiting players. So I'm not going to be using my experienced squad. That's what New Game Plus is. New Game Plus unlocks once you beat the main campaign. It allows you to reload your save game from your finished campaign and load in your experienced squad of surviving Marines. And it adds a bunch of other things, like it extends the Marine level maximum capacity from the default 10 to 15, so there's actually a reason to play them. and so on. So I'm not going to be doing that because this is just a fun run. I'm leaving it on the default, like normal difficulty. So this is going to be very, very achievable and easy. I'm just going to go with the new game here. You can see I got a couple saves kicking here from other campaigns that I've played through. So yeah, we're just going to go in 3. And like I said, I'm going to leave this on medium. You can customize, you can drop it down, crank it up. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to leave it right to medium. And the one thing I will do though, just, again, because this is intended to be my first swing at the bat for uploading videos, so this is not at the moment intended to be a full series run. If there's some positive feedback and if there's interest, alright, we'll go with it. Maybe I'll start a new game, we'll go through the prologue, go all the way through, I'll make longer videos, cut them down so the viewers can watch the cutscenes and listen to all the dialogue and whatnot, and we can enjoy the full campaign experience. That's not the purpose of this specific video, and I might make this a 2-parter. So my intent for this video is to be mission 1. And if I do a second video, it'll be for mission 2. And the purpose behind that second video might be because I want to show when you get your Marines to level 3 and they start accessing squad ability, class abilities. When they can upgrade into Sergeant, Gunner, Techer, Medic, Recon. So those only begin to unlock at level 3. Experience on the Marines, and then that gives you the ability to equip them with better weapons and access to specific abilities and whatnot. So that would be the focus perhaps on a part 2. But this is just a part 1, so I'm going to skip the prologue because it's a wonderful prologue. It does a really good job at hand-holding and explaining all the buttons and the features and the pop-ups and the explanations and everything. It does a really good job, and it also is really good for ambience world building. So I encourage anyone playing the game for the first time or even revisiting, go through the prologue. It won't take you much, but it gets you in the mood. Right? But, again, this is just a teaching moment, so I'm going to skip it this time. So this is going to pick up immediately after the prologue when the UCMS Otago crashed on the planet, and we're just arriving. Or crashed on the moon, I should say. The moon of Lethe.
Welcome home, Harper. You like what I've done with the place?
Martinez! It's good to see you, Sarge.
Sergeant Martinez, is your communication system working?
It's online, but we're only picking up static. These colonies sure have a relay problem. But who's asking?
Meet Deputy Administrator Hayes from Pioneer. Where's Captain Cochran? There's shit going down on that station like you wouldn't believe.
Gone. The whole command staff's gone. You're it.
Me? You made Sergeant before I did. You've got seniority.
Yeah, sure, but these are the captain's orders, as in the deathbed kind. So this shit's all yours. He insisted. If you want me, I'll be in the armory, seeing what survived the crash.
Do that. I have a feeling we're gonna need it. Hayes, you better come with me. Ah, damn. What do we do now?
We don't know what is happening on the surface of this planet. McDonald, my boss, he sure didn't. We have to get in contact with someone if we hope to get out of this mess.
I hate to rain on your parade, but the Otago's shithoused. Even if it wasn't, how do we get out past those Cerberus platforms?
Well, they'll stop a ship, but not a signal. If we create our own relay, perhaps we could broadcast from low orbit, just in case a ship passes by.
You want to create a sort of satellite? We're not a pirate radio station, Deputy Administrator.
Or we could contact Pharaoh's Spire. Director Price needs
You
to...
heard Martinez. The relays on this rock could be down for good. You want to send a message? Get out and start walking already.
There has to be something we can do.
Maybe there is. But I'm not seeing it.
So you're gonna sit here and do nothing?
Like hell. After what happened up there, regs are clear. We're on an alert footing. There could be a hostile biomorph loose on Lethe. So we've got civvies in danger and no way to contact them, right?
What about Otago's short-range frequency receiver?
That could work. For now.
That doesn't solve our broadcasting problem. We have to
You
warn the
find a
people.
way we can do that, then maybe we can talk about making that happen. Until then, we save everyone we can. We're Marines. That's the job. You want to help? Get familiar with this ship. What's left of it, anyway.
So a personal peeve of mine is to talk over dialogue and whatnot, but I'm realizing we're still early in the campaign, so right now this is the player's first exposure to the ship, the Otago, which is going to be your base of operations where you do all your squad management and upgrades and all the rest of it. So right now they're going through a lot of explanations. I might, you know what, I'm probably going to power through a bit of this. So during cutscenes you can usually hold spacebar and that'll allow you to pass through it. So I'm going to blast through this and get to the first deployment, the first mission. Again, like I said, this is not intended to be a full gameplay series of the entire game, but if there is feedback, subscribers and likes and all that good stuff, then we'll see what happens. Yeah, so we're just going to each room of the ship.
I don't want to seem unwelcoming, but I don't really have time to talk right now.
So I held spacebar there to skip. So this is just teaching us that, soldiers, our Marines, get injured on missions. Big surprise. So when you get the opportunity, you send them to the med bay, and you can assign your limited number of physicians. So right now I have 2 physicians, 2 of 2, meaning I have 2 available out of a maximum of 2. And what you can do is you can just hold down the left mouse button, and one of those physicians will be allocated to providing direct care to that specific Marine, and it'll reduce the recovery time by 1 day. Now, if you don't assign anyone, as the days go by, all injured Marines will recover by 1 day, because these are days, obviously, right? You move the day forward, 1 less day. Makes sense. So this is just tutorial-esque. So they start me off with 1 injured Marine.
Understood.
They want me to use up 1 of the 2. He's fixed. Good job. Now we're going to go to the workshop. Again, I'm going to skip conversations. This is where, and again, the ship crashed, right? So it's all beat to hell. So that's why we need us to go on missions and recover materials, which... right up here, 50. So 50 materials, that's what this symbol is. So we recover materials, as explained up here in this pop-up, and we're going to use that to unlock or reintegrate the ability to use the fabrication to produce better weapons. Right now we got the default stuff up. We got our 9mm little Beretta sidearm. We got the basic pulse rifle. We got shotgun. But that's it. But we have all this other goodies that we can invest materials into to unlock. Now, there's material costs, but there's also level requirements. So, for example, I go to the smart gun, and it needs me to have a level 3 gunner. So, a level 3 Marine that is assigned to the class of gunner. All right, so class gunner, but it needs to be level 3, right? And so on and so forth. This needs a level 6 Marine. Any Marine, not a specific class, just any, but a level 6. And it has a concurrent material cost. Now we're going to go to the laboratory, meet our scientist, and more talking. Okay, now it's forcing me to go on to the deployment. So the laboratory has also been damaged in the crash, so it's just saying, hey, we exist. If you find anything out on your missions to research, bring it back to us, and we'll see what we can learn about our enemy. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Realistically, this won't open up for you to actually do research until you complete the main story missions up to a certain point. So if I go on mission and I find a bunch of stuff and I just decide to return early, it doesn't mean I can research it right away because the laboratory is still damaged until the story gets to a certain point. All right, just like there's still other things to visit, right? More and more of the Otago, our base here, will be repaired as the story moves forward. And these other things will all be explained too. So it's still tutorialing me. The prologue takes place on Pioneer Station in orbit. For reasons of story, the quarantine defense system was engaged and it shot everything in the system. because this is a United Systems Colonial Marine warship. It was a little bit more rugged, and it managed to survive, but got shot down and crashed on the moon. Yeah, and our first mission is ordering us to go to Dead Hills. Still more tutorial stuff. So Dead Hills is a tutorial mission. It's going to have an abundance of medical kits and ammunition boxes and tools, and it's going to lead us along the story objective-wise to still be a teaching moment. So it's not intended to kill us, though you can die.
Understood. Uploading mission data.
So again, we're still in tutorial, so I can't even change the Marines. These are the ones I'm stuck with. I can't click on nothing, right? It's all click, 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 click. Nothing works, right? But in the future, you're going to have more options. You're going to be able to click on the individual equipment and make changes here if you want to. You can click on the individual Marine, swap them out for someone else. You can go to Advanced Info, and it opens up the window and shows you more detailed information about all the equipment that you might have equipped on them, extra ammo pouches and backpack radios and whatever stuff you bought for them. That's all under the advanced info, but for now it's all locked down. I can't click on nothing. I can't even click on their personality negative traits. So all Marines I'm going to say all, though there might be one or two that don't, but so all Marines have a negative personality trait. Just for being a human being, they got some negative trait. Like this one's a coward. This one's clumsy, this one's got bad luck, this one's a conspiracy theorist, yada, yada, yada. And they all have different things they do. I can't click on these to show you what they do at this point, but I will when I can. So we go to select inventory, and this is still very tutorial-esque. It's telling me I have no choice but to deliberately bring in 2 supplies of each type. That's my mission objective here. So 1, 2... 1, 2. And it explains in there, left click to add, right click to remove. But since it's still hand holding me, I can't add or remove anymore. If I wanted to bring more, if I wanted to bring less, I can't. Because I'm still in the tutorial. Launch mission. They're all loading up. And then we're going to drive into our zippy little ship here and fly off. And then we're going to get a short little cutscene where we're going to hear Sergeant Harper tell us the mission. Still got civilians down there to save.
All right, Marines, listen up. I know we're hurting, but we got us a go mission. We pulled in a partial signal from the settlement of Dead Hills. We don't know exactly what's happening there, but after what we've seen on Pioneer, we can't take any risks. We'll start by securing the landing control zone. From there, we'll take a look around, see what's going on. Keep your eyes open for survivors. Be ready for a firefight. Even a bad day can get worse.
Such a cool ship. God bless James Cameron and his movie.
Marines, welcome to the New World Order. I'll be running tactical from the ARC, while Hayes runs support from the Otago. Administrator Hayes, are you settled in up there?
I think so. This tech's old, but I can work with it.
Don't let Corrigan hear you say that. Okay, standard recon. Get the perimeter gate open. Let's see what's going down in this burg. On it.
So again, we're still in tutorial, so now I can move, but it's like, click on here to open the door. So left click, so right click to move around. Left click on any interactable or directly on a Marine or on their character card. So if I were to click directly on a Marine, it opens up their individual actions. More will become available as the game progresses. And you notice how the game paused. That's that setting that I set up at the beginning, and I explained my reasons for doing so. Now that's if I click directly on the title card or directly on the Marine. Alternately, I can press spacebar. Now this opens up the entire squad, so not an individual Marine, but the entire squad, and this is a list of the squad abilities that I have at this moment. More will become available as the mission, as the campaign moves forward, and or if you equip them with certain weapons. Right now they're all scrubs, so they all got the 9mm pistol, pulse rifles, and shotguns. All 4 of them have a shotgun, so that's what I got. I got shotguns, I got some flares, I got the under-mounted grenade launcher on all the pulse rifles. And then, of course, suppressive fire, spend tools for extra command points, which will be explained in a moment, and use up my accumulated retribution meter, which the more you're in combat, you build up your bravery, which you can then, once you hit the minimum requirement, you can activate either by clicking on this directly, or pressing the V button, or opening spacebar to open this menu and left clicking on this option. So you have 3 ways to do it. It'll turn on the retribution meter, which will then decrease from whatever point it's at, and it'll give you all the bonuses listed in that pop-up title card. And there is a benefit to letting it get to maximum, as outlined in the title card. It says if the bar is full, then every Marine in the squad will gain +2 health points. Super awesome. But sometimes you're just in a firefight, you're in a pinch, and you just need them to kick ass. So, enough talking, left click, open the gate. He's just going to go there and go password 123. Hey, look at that, door opened.
Administrator.
Alrighty.
Receive anything more from Sheriff Souza?
Not a word.
So I'm going to let them stop talking for a second.
Roger that. Squad lead. Sounds like our first task is to secure the landing control zone. If things go south, fall back to the ARC and let the big guns do the talking. Here?
Alright, so I'm going to do a little quick run through. So up here at the top left are your current mission objectives. Alright. At the top of the screen, you've got your extra ammunition containers, your extra ammo pouches that you're carrying on you. Now, these are interchangeable. It's not like you're carrying a pistol clip or a magazine of, 5.56 ammo. It's a universal ammo box that can be used for any weapon that your squad currently has. So if eventually, when I have different types of weapons, and if my smart gun needs more ammo, or if my pulse rifle needs more ammo, or like my turret needs more ammo, then they will all consume one of these ammo clips. I currently don't have any sentry turrets, so that's the turret I mentioned briefly a second ago. Each Marine on mission can carry 1, so I have 4 Marines. I have a maximum carry of 4. These are what you see in the movie Aliens. They're semi-autonomous sentry turrets. They've got like a 90-degree covering arc, and the turret rotates within that 90 degrees, and they just shoot anything that moves, with the exception of Marines, so that you can't shoot yourself. How many tools I've got with me, and how many medical supplies I've got on me. Tools can be used for various things, welding up doors, repairing damaged turrets, so on and so forth. Medkits, self-explanatory. Command points, these you use for activated abilities. So when I press spacebar, there's the abilities, and you notice down here, these 4 are under this category, right, with this command point symbol. It's the same star chevron as this. So all these 4 abilities will consume 1 command point. This is a different category. Anything in this category will consume a tool. This is a different category. These are free. Well, free in the sense that it'll consume my retribution meter. And if applicable, there'll be another menu for medkits, where there'll be separate abilities that consume medkits. All right. So they're broken down nicely into this is the category for command points. So right now I've got 3 of 3. If I were to use any of these abilities under this menu here, I will consume 1 command point. And it even explains it in this pop-up. So see shotgun blast. At the top right, it says cost 1. Alrighty, so that's everything on the screen here. The detection meter, eventually, like right now this is early days, so until I get to the second floor and the story tells us there's aliens here, I'm not going to encounter any on the map. There's no aliens on the map until I get to that point of the story. But you don't know that yet. But once that happens, we can like wake up the hive as they become more and more aware of us, and then when we hit certain tiers, they'll send like massive swarms against us called onslaughts. We'll get to that when we get to that. Then there's the minimap compass. Now, I prefer to constantly rotate with the Q and E key to rotate the minimap to usually always have north pointing up. There are times if the map's like close quarters, sure, I'll rotate it, mouse in so I can see really cool things going on. But by and far, I will more than likely always try and rotate it with north facing up. Now the reason for that is if I press M to open up map,
Stay frosty, Marines.
north is up. So if I'm orientating myself like, okay, I want to move forward and I'm going to enter this building on the right-hand side. Okay, so straight ahead and right. Now when I close, my compass is aligned the same way as the map. So it's not confusing. Now I'm really good at map reading, so I can get by if I'm like running around like this. I understand. Oh yeah, I'm going to go this way, and then I'm going to make a right-hand turn into this door here. But if people aren't used to reading maps, that could be a way to make it easy on yourself. Maybe just rotate it, and then you're like, okay, where am I going? I'm going over here, up here, and then I'm going to go into this building. Then when you exit, it's exactly what you just looked at, straight ahead. To the left, okay, straight ahead to the left. All your maps are aligned. It might be easier for players that aren't familiar with how maps work and compasses and such. So just know that that's an option, or that if you get lost or confused easily, you can rotate the screen. Big surprise.
We didn't come here to enjoy the view, so move.
Alright, so we're going to go here, we're going to unlock the door, we're going to go in, we're going to go to the communications center so we can realign this satellite dish so we can link the Otago to here. And then Assistant Deputy Director Hayes can log into the system and tell us where our next mission objective is.
Door's locked.
Run a bypass. Let's get in there.
Copy.
Yep. Yep, left click. We get this interactable. Click unlock. One of the Marines will randomly be chosen from the squad to perform this action. Again, this is hand-holding tutorial at the moment, so I have no other options or choices right now. We're going to go in.
Harper, no sign of movement from up here. Do you see anything?
Not a soul.
Ooh-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Place is a real ghost town.
Don't you worry none, Sarge. You've got a squad of big, strong Marines to keep you safe.
Alright, so briefly, obviously as you go in and out, you saw how it transitioned, and then it peeled away the roof of the building, and now we can see inside. Doors that are freely accessible with automated doors, so they automatically open and close by proximity, are green. If they're red lights, they're locked for various reasons. Interactables in the map usually have a green light. Nice little box somewhere tucked away with a green light, or a data pad sitting on a counter that's flashing green. Usually something you can pick up. Alternately, you can hold down the left mouse button, and one of your squad will use their flashlight, and it'll highlight anything the flashlight looks at. And look at that, now the crate is highlighted.
It's quiet.
So I'm going to go pick up that tool with left mouse click button. So one of the Marines was randomly selected to run over there and go get it. Now I have +1 tool. I'm up to 3 of 4 now. If you remember, I was forced to bring 2.
Come on, team.
So right click, we're going to move through, blah, blah, blah. I know there's no aliens because I've played this a million times. Run through. Oh yeah, and here they're explaining the flashlight, which I already did. Grab the other tool.
Let's see what's inside.
Sure, let's look around. Hey, look, there's nothing else. We're going to go in here, and we're going to see the dead guy who shot himself in the head.
What have we got?
Satellite communication communications access looks intact. Which is more than can be said for the operator.
No answers here. Looks like he killed himself.
Guy must have hated his job.
Don't we all?
If you're done, how about getting me plugged in?
Alrighty. Sometimes those little cutscenes, which are pretty frequent, they will adjust your screen alignment. So it's one of my peeves, one of the things I don't like. But every time they have one of them, which I love them, more of them, love it. But then I always got to rotate the screen and move it back to north again. So it's just one of those little annoying things. But yeah. So we're going to left click on this. We're going to connect the Otago, which is the satellite dish out here. Right here is going to be realigned.
Establishing satellite uplink. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Link established.
Looks like someone put the colony on lockdown.
You know how long it'll take to burn through every door in the complex?
If you can get to the township HQ, you should be able to shut off emergency status. That'll open up the doors. I can also scan for the settlers' personal data transmitters from there.
Okay, squad, you heard the lady. We'll get this door unwelded and continue our path towards the colony headquarters.
Alright, so now we're talking about doors. So as I mentioned previously, red indicated doors are locked. Now sometimes they're just password locked. Somebody put a door code. Other times they're physically welded with a welder, and that's what this one is. So we're going to use our welder to break the weld.
Cut that door open!
Breaking the weld.
Now at the cost of a tool, I can add a weld to a door, if that's something I wanted to do. Right? I could left click on this door, I can weld. It would consume a tool to weld it, which is all explained in the pop-up context right over here. But that's not something I want to do.
Move on!
Just taking a look. Nope, we haven't gotten to motion sensors yet.
Hurry up, you sluts!
I like to put motion sensors to get map coverage, so when things are moving on the map, I know where they are. But the story hasn't given them to me yet, so can't do it yet. Now we're going to encounter a barricade, and we're going to consume one of our ammo crates to be used as C4 to blow it open.
Squad lead, use C4 to clear the wreckage.
Yeah, so sometimes there's obstructions. Now, right now it's not going to be a concern, but later on you have to consider the noise. So again, story-wise, right now we've not encountered the aliens on the Dead Hills map. So when I blow this up and it makes noise, nothing will get drawn. But in later missions, that's not the case. So you have to be aware of what's around you because they will be drawn to the noise.
Planting C4.
Which might be something you want to happen or not happen.
Get down! It's gonna blow!
Because you can use it as a diversion, right? Blow the wall but then run away. They'll all be drawn here. Meanwhile, you're going somewhere else.
We're here now.
You know what this reminds me of?
We don't know it was those creatures.
Time to find some skin on the ground.
Stay frosty.
Where is it?
Come on, team.
Oh yeah, it's over here. Didn't people explain to you about don't touch things?
What the hell is that? Looks like some kind of skin.
Did they not teach you about biohazards in the USCM? Don't touch it!
You done? Good. Marines, there's something in here with us. Doesn't take a genius to guess at what. Stay sharp.
Okay. So, I can run around this way, the elevator's over here, but there's also a barricade here I can blow. I'm going to choose to blow it up now because A, I have the ammo to spare, but B, we're soon going to activate the aliens, and the more I open up, the more paths I have to choose. So why I choose that to be important is if that barricade was still there, right, if I didn't blow up the barricade, then any patrolling aliens would not be able to move through it. So they would be forced to go along paths that are open. But if I open it up, they might choose to go left. That gives me more options to play peekaboo and run away from them. If they're stuck following a path, I might get cornered. and I'm like, oh, please don't find me. But if they've got nowhere to go, they're going to come right at me. So by opening it up, that gives me more opportunities to avoid them. Now, even though I open this up and the elevator's right here, I'm going to go the long way because I want to reveal the map. That's the only reason why I'm going to go over the right way, is just to reveal the map.
It's quiet. Too quiet.
Yeah, this door is locked. I'm going to go left. Elevators to the north.
Come on, team! Hurry up, you slugs!
See, like I said, we blew that wall. Now we're going to go up here. We're going to get upstairs, and the elevator's going to break, and then we're going to activate the map. Well, okay, we're going to use the map scanning, I should say.
Guys, I have a bad feeling about
I can't press spacebar in these mid-mission cutscenes, so we're stuck listening to them.
Get upstairs.
On it.
Alright. Go to the second floor. So we're going to the command, or the operations center, I should say, because we want to access this colony's map. That's the mission objective.
What the hell just happened?
Lift's frag. Nearly took us with it. We'll need another way out. Told you. Freaking told you.
Alrighty.
Move on!
So we're still being handheld right now.
Hurry up, you
Still no aliens.
You're at the HQ. You should be able to deactivate lockdown.
Roger.
Okay, so remember they already explained to us about flashlights. But even then I don't need the flashlight because anything green is interactable. Notice how there's a flashing green thing here on the counter, right over here? You can see it blinking. So if you pay attention to your environment, you can see where everything is. But that being said, sometimes there's corpses on the ground that are also interactable, such as this guy. You can either move your mouse over it or, again, use the flashlight,
Stay frosty.
and it'll highlight all interactables. Alright, so I'm just going to start collecting, gobbling up some goodies. Now, I'm at maximum tools, so if one of these has tools, I won't be able to pick it up. Alright, like I'm pretty sure this is a tool crate. So it's grayed out. Inventory is full. So I'll just have to leave it for now. Picked up 3 materials. One thing that was explained in the prologue that I haven't explained yet is sometimes when you mouse over, you see these little green dots appear. That is showing low cover. So like waist-high cover.
Stay frosty, Marie.
If I right-click here, my squad of 4 will occupy those 4 green dots. And then they will gain a 50% cover against ranged attacks. So eventually there'll be enemies that use firearms, for example. So standing in cover will give me 50% cover. You will also get the benefit of seeing a blue shield. Blue shield means you're getting half cover. When I'm not standing behind cover, I get nothing. Now, just standing beside a wall, notice how this wall is as tall as my Marines. So if somebody was over here shooting at me, this is considered high cover, and they wouldn't be able to shoot me. I'm under full cover, even though there isn't any green dots.
Too quiet.
Now the reason why that's important is because it's also obstructing line of sight. Line of sight's a big feature of this game. So aliens and cultists and corporate security and whoever you're fighting against, if they can't see you, they might not aggro, right? They're just on patrol, and they don't see you because you're behind high cover until they walk around the corner and then they see you, right? Which is why, you'll play peekaboo around high cover. So it's something to pay attention to. Always pay attention to your environment because you're constantly walking by high cover, low cover, right? Like everything in the environment may or may not obstruct line of sight, which could be very important to how you play. So I'm going to return to the low cover. So when you're in low cover, you can press the control button, your left control, which is the default. You can change the keybinds in the options, but by default it's left control, and that'll make them crouch down and use the low cover as full cover. It changes the shield to green, they're in low cover, and it also disables their use of their weapons because they're trying to be sneak. Alright, so they're not going to shoot. Now you have to be aware of this because if you're going to use this, if somebody walks around the corner and sees you, they're going to start attacking you. But you've ordered your squad to not shoot. So they're just going to eat it. Your squad's just going to sit there and get destroyed. You're in charge. You need to press control again to cancel it. Then they'll shoot back. Okay? So just be aware that your squad will be as dumb as you make them or as smart as you allow them. But ultimately you're in charge.
Let's do what we can.
So again, control stealth mode. Now, when you're in stealth, you can move to alternate low cover. Now, because I've already got them in sneaky sneak mode, I can left click once to walk over there, or double right click to run.
Move on.
Now notice how they're still hunched over. Now they just kind of popped up for a quick second there, but they're slow walking, and they automatically entered low crouch. So they did all that while still holding fire and trying to be quiet. So you can actually bounce between low covers, low cover to low cover, and be super sneaky and not shoot at things and try to like hide from enemies. So that's very, very important thing to do. Now, you can do it in just standard. All right, they'll walk over there, and again, like I said, double right click, they'll run over there. Standard rules for detection apply. So if somebody's like standing here watching, and you're like, okay, I'm in cover, I'm crouched, I'm gonna go over here, and he's looking at you, right? It doesn't matter that you're trying to be sneaky. He's like, hey, look at those 4 guys walking in front of me. So detection rules still apply.
Move on.
Anyway, enough about all that. I'm going to now
On my way.
deactivate emergency lockdown. So that's going to open up all the doors and let all the aliens wander around.
For that, I'll need the sector map. Go ahead and find it.
Super smart. So notice how normally I'm pointing north, but in this case I'm just rotating it. Another body, which I may or may not be able to collect.
Hurry up, you slugs!
I'm just going over here to scan, see if there's anything else to collect. Nope. Wee. All right. So she wants us to connect to the map, and then we're going to be able to upload the actual compound's schematics. So recover personal data transmitters for all the colonists.
Affirmative.
Because they load jack civilians in this world. Now we're going to get a tutorial on this. So again, this is all locked down. Notice how my cursor is the red cross out circle there. I can't click on anything other than move on the map here. Very much stuck. So this is just tutorial explaining that when you find the Operations Center map on any mission, so if I go to a different mission, if I find their Operations Center and I find their map, I can then access it and I can spend my tools to reveal the contents of all unexplored rooms. So you notice how here there's a lot of black space. There's like a building here with a bunch of rooms. There's an elevator building in the middle here. There's another building here. There's another building here. But I can't see them because I haven't accessed the map yet, or I haven't discovered anything yet. But I can spend one tool and it'll all be revealed. Boom! Look at that. Now, they're still grayed out, so this is reflecting that I haven't physically, visually confirmed what's in the room. I know the map data, that this is a room, there's a couple tables here, these are probably beds, maybe these are some office cubicles, whatever. I know what the rooms are, but I don't know if there's, I don't know, medical supplies in the room, or if there's an enemy patrol in the room. I don't know what's in those rooms. I just know the map layout. So be aware that the light blue is what I'm currently looking at. The slightly lesser blue is what I've seen, and the darker blue is what I've not seen, if that makes sense. So now it's telling me I can click over here and I can go between floors in case the map has more than one floor. So same deal here. I'm now on the main floor. So this is where we were outside. We started the map mission here. We opened up the gate. We walked over here. We went through here. Yada 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 yada. Blew open this door. Walked around here. Went up the elevator to the second floor. So this is what we've got on the first floor. Same deal. I'm going to spend one tool, and it'll show me all the rest of this stuff. Ta-da. Now, a little ahead of ourselves, these red exclamation triangles, these are enemy spawn locations. So alien xenomorphs specifically will spawn out of these locations. Right now, I'm only aware of one of them. There are multiple on this map. Like there's one over here. I think there's one over here, if I remember. There's a bunch on every map. So yeah, that's what that symbol means. This means an elevator. This means a locked door. This means a closed door. And this just means a normal, open, automated door. All right. So gray. This is a cell door. This is the sheriff's office. This is a cell door. There's a guy in there. Torrance, I think his name. We're gonna go get him in a minute. So anyway, we'll talk more about the map as it comes up.
What have we got, Hayes?
Oh yeah, guy in the locker.
No, 7 signals.
Again, I can't press spacebar. Can't skip this.
One's right inside the room.
Hey, you in the locker. My trigger finger's itching, so come out. But come out friendly like, yeah? Don't shoot! Don't shoot! I just don't feel so good. Calm down. We're not going to hurt you. What happened here? It got me. It got me like the others.
Got him? What does he mean?
All right, settle him down.
Something... I had something on my face, and then...
What the hell?
Ceasefire! Ceasefire!
Screw that. I'm out!
He said something latched on his face. I've seen that. It's what happened to McDonald and the others on Pioneer. I think these creatures use us as incubators.
What the hell are you talking about?
The creatures on Pioneer, the thing we just saw, they're the same. One grows from the other. That's probably why we found that skin down there.
So we could be seeing a lot more of them here? How many?
What's the population of Dead Hills? I'd start there and hope for better.
Shit, man. I don't like that.
Great. That's just great.
Securing from emergency lockdown. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
South door is open. Stay alert, Marines. These things can attack us from every direction now.
Alright, rotate the map back to north is north. Now, because I spent two tools, I have vacancies. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to collect that tool that I wasn't able to a minute ago. Now, if your memory's not so good, just open up your map. Anything discovered, like there's a little wrench icon, so there's a tool there, which I'm getting right now. And then there's a tool over here, so I'm going to go fetch this one now.
Hurry up, squad!
So that'll put me back up to 404. There we go. And again, looking at the map, there's nothing else in these rooms. So these rooms are clean. There's no loot left unclaimed. So yeah, we're going to walk out here, we're going to go out here, and then we're going to get into another tutorial about motion sensors. And then we're going to finally get alien xenomorphs on the map.
Too quiet.
So this is when we start getting the enemies active. So everything up till now was safe. So again, I've walked through these rooms. I can either use my flashlight or open up map. There's no loot crates in these rooms. Now these rooms have little house symbols, these little green Monopoly house symbols. That means I can turn them into safe rooms. So if you choose to, you can go into a room marked with this symbol. If you weld all the doors or lock all the doors by any means necessary, whatever methods available to you, seal all the doors and turn this into like a bunker safe room or shelter, as they like to call it here, then you'll get a new pop-up option here at the top of the screen, which will allow you to left-click to activate rest. What that means is your squad will recover by default, so that by default, without any modifiers, your squad will recover 100 stress, and you will regain all of your command points. So if you have, like, say 1 of 3 command points, you'll automatically be at your max, 3 of 3. And that's it. It doesn't cost you anything other than any tools used for welding the doors. There are some perks that you can unlock for your Marines later, which might like give you ammunition every time you rest in a room, yada yada yada. There might be some negative traits. Actually, I think one of our Marines has a negative trait that anytime he rests, he because he's like a what was it that he had there? I'm gonna press M. Go left click on Squad Recap up here. Conspirator, that's the one. Yeah. So now I can look at it. Conspirator, see at the bottom center, says the stress relieved by each Marine during a rest is reduced by 10. So instead of the 100 I would get recovered out of stress, I only get 90 because this guy, he's a conspiracy theorist. So every time he's in a locked room with other people, he can't stop going on about microwaves and microchipping people and, you know, aluminum foil hats and stuff. McDonald's a coward, so their bravery is reduced. Bravery is explained in more detail. It has to do with like their stress generation. The more brave they are, the less stress they get, right? You're brave. You're not going to get stressed out. It's like cakewalk, walk in the park, right? But if they've got a penalty, they're a coward, they're going to get really stressed out. Like, what was that? What was that? Did you hear that? Right? They're going to freak out, so they're going to get more stress. Sharp, bad luck. So anytime I return to the Otago, mid-mission, end-mission, doesn't matter, he will get -1 experience right off the go. So if everybody in the squad gets 6 XP, he gets 5. That's, yeah, because he just got bad luck. I really hope I get rid of that. And then Webb is clumsy, which, yeah, alien detection time. So whenever you're moving around and if the enemies are like, hey, what's that over there? Because this person's clumsy, they make more noise and such. So the enemy's detection is faster. They detect you faster because this guy, or girl, I should say, Jessica, makes a ton of noise and she's clumsy. So she's going to get us detected faster. And then there's a codex. Codex is just a bunch of data entries. You can read up on the lore, on the individual characters, on the vehicles, on the gear that you've equipped on your squad, on any enemies you've discovered thus far, data pads, which are you know, more lore that you can pick up individual on the map. And the assistant is the actual explanation on how to do things and what things are. Like it'll explain like what are resources. It'll explain about the different classes which unlock at level 3. It'll explain how the health system works, yada yada yada. So assistant is where all this is really broken down. I kind of wish that this was all unlocked from the beginning, because it's the explanation of all the game mechanics. But the way the game is it reveals them as you discover them. So right now we haven't yet gotten to the point where we've been told how to use motion sensors. So there won't be an entry for motion sensors yet until the game gets to that point, which is going to be right outside this door. And you can see all of our objectives. Yeah, go over here, find this guy over here with a face hugger on his face, shoot him in the head. Find this guy over here, rescue him, and then there's the guy on the first floor.
Don't get too comfy. Okay.
Over here to rescue in the sheriff's office cell. And then I think there's this person over here, which is a cultist welcoming death, with a chest burster in them. And then there'll be the veterinary that's in the quarantine here. And I believe there's a guy in a cocoon shell over here, among other things. So yeah, let's walk through the door and get some aliens on the map.
Things got in. Squad lead, deploy a field spotter. I want to know if anything comes out of this hole.
Okay, so we're still in tutorial teaching element, so right now everything's locked down to me. I have to do what it tells me to do. So we finally unlocked motion sensors. So we're going to hit spacebar for the squad. We got a new ability opened up on our command point menu. So these cost command points. And it's just that, it's a motion sensor. You drop them down on the ground and they forever give a circle radius detection of any motion. So even if I leave that area, I will have detection in that area of anything moving around. And concurrently, I can choose to manually trigger that motion sensor to make a bunch of noise. It'll start like beeping like mad to draw enemies towards it. But it will consume the motion sensor if I do that. So it's telling me I have to place one, and it has to be in this circle right here. That's what the tutorial wants.
Motion tracker deployed.
Nice work, team. If something comes out of there, we'll get a reading. Now let's get back to those survivors.
Okay, now that that's out of the way, and now that I've unlocked this ability, I'm going to consume this motion sensor pretty soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place another motion sensor. And this one, the intent of this one is to be left behind. It's going to be my long-term permanent motion sensor for map coverage. Now, I don't like putting things in the middle. It's just me. I just don't like it. So I'm going to tuck it away off to the side here. Blue is good. It's just kind of tucked out of the way. That's fine. So once somebody's going to run over here and drop one of those. Concurrently, I know, because I can see green, there's a tool over here to pick up. Now I'm at max, so I can't pick up that tool, right? Like it's got the tool symbol on the box. So I can't pick that up. But if memory serves, there's also a body on the ground right here. I don't remember what he's got, so I'm going to send a guy over here to try and pick this up.
On it.
And again, you can flashlight, look around.
Motion tracker deployed.
Okay, had ammo. So, now if I open up map, now I'm going to explain this before I open up map, because map does not pause game. So an alien's about to exit out of here. It's part of the mission. It's scripted. It's going to happen. There's nothing I can do to stop it. So I know that's going to happen, but I'm explaining things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go wander off, I'm going to go hide in a room, then I'm going to open up the map. And then I'm going to look at my circle of coverage provided by these motion sensors. Because now that I can use these motion sensors, I'm going to start laying down map coverage. Now the reason is, the more coverage I have, the more of these sensors I have down, with overlapping circles of coverage, not more as a linear, like the stronger, but like spread them out. The wider the area of coverage, the more visibility I have on enemy patrols. I know where they are. Right now, I've only got one. Well, I got two, but it's right. Like I can only see in this area, so I don't know anything on anywhere else on the map. So I'm going to want to remedy that. So I'm going to go into a safe room. I'm going to open up the map, and we're going to take a look at that. Now I'm going to run through here, and I'm going to run probably. Was it over here? Yeah, I'm going to run through here, and if I remember, there's a door here, and I can go into this room. But I'm going to deviate long way, and I'm just going to look. I want to open the door so my guys look, just to reveal the map, just to look. But they're not going to go through. They're just opening the door, peekaboo, and they're just going to run off.